Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. And today we're going to be talking about a highly requested topic, which is extra resources for the USMLE Step 1 exam. Now, ever since I've uploaded my how to prepare for the USMLE Step 1 video, I've been bombarded with a lot of questions with regards to a few resources that people have mentioned and if they're any good. And I'm here to tell you out of those resources that a lot of people have listed, which ones are worth your money and your time. If you haven't watched my how to prepare for the USMLE Step 1 video, I would recommend watching that so you don't get confused when I'm talking about the extra resources that I've mentioned here. I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment your thoughts and your views on the USMLE Step 1 preparation strategy. Without further ado, let's start. Start off with Boards and Beyond. Now, Boards and Beyond is a resource that has been around for a long time. A lot of people have asked me, should we use it? Should we not use it? It's totally up to you. I wouldn't recommend it for everything. Now, if there's something that you know, for example, a pathology that you know, physiology that you know how certain hormones or how certain mechanisms work. You don't need to go and watch each and every Boards and Beyond video that's there. That's the wrong strategy, as you'll end up wasting a lot of time on just watching video resources alone, and that is time taken away from practicing UWorld questions. And like I said before in my previous video, UWorld is your main source for USMLE Step 1 preparation. So how are you going to use Boards and Beyond if you want to use it in your USMLE Step 1 preparation? Like I said before, your priority should be finishing the USMLE Step 1 syllabus. That means the UWorld questions once. After you've done that, you've identified potential weak areas that you could improve on. For example, I know I was very weak in biochemistry and genetics, particularly genetics, because I am a postgraduate now and it's been a long time since I studied undergraduate subjects. So I realized that genetics needed some polishing up. Here's what I did. I looked at the UWorld questions I was getting wrong, and I noticed the topics from where they were coming from. I noted them down on a piece of paper, and I watched those respective sections from Boards and Beyond. Don't go and jump into a system watching each and every video from A to Z, because that will just end up wasting time and you'll feel overwhelmed. Not every topic or concept is something that you need help in. That's pretty much how I would recommend using Boards and Beyond if you want to use it at all. Next resource a lot of people ask me about, and that is Mehlman's PDFs. If you don't know, Mehlman is a USMLE educator who has created PDFs from the NBME test questions, basically the USMLE style questions, and he's compiled the main ideas or the main concepts of those USMLE papers into PDFs separated into various systems. These PDFs are amazing and they're a great resource. There is one major flaw I would like to point out. Students, they use these PDFs very early on in their journey without completing the UWorld question bank, which, like I've said and I've repeated many times before, should be your primary source of learning. And what they do is they take a look at the PDFs and they memorize or mug up all the concepts and all the text information that's given there, and this artificially inflates their USMLE step scores. And now the actual exam is very unpredictable, and it asks the questions in a very convoluted, very twisted way, in a way that you should be very crystal clear and very comfortable with the concepts and the test topics that have been being asked before you attempt those questions. If you've only studied a specific question or a specific set of concepts and they ask you a different concept from the same topic, but in a different way, you're going to be confused and you might fail on test day. How should you use Mehlman's PDFs? Now, I recommend using Mehlman's PDFs in a very systemic way. Take a look at the concepts and questions you're getting wrong on UWorld. Now, note those concepts or questions down and take a look at the Mehlman's PDFs of the concepts of the systems that you're weak in. Polish those systems up, those concepts up, and then take another NBME exam. If you do it this way, you will not artificially increase your scores, and you'll be very comfortable on test day knowing that you understood the topic fully and what the test takers want in terms of the USMLE Step 1 exam. Next resource I'd like to talk about is Sketchy. If you don't know, Sketchy is a USMLE Step 1 resource that has various sections, one for microbiology, one for pharmacology, one for pathology, and various other topics as well. And what it does is it uses visual mnemonics or storytelling to incorporate a scene, a concept, a bacteria, a drug into your brain. Whenever you take a look at a question, immediately you know what the question is talking about in terms of a bacteria, in terms of an organism. Definitely a great resource for microbiology and a less talked resource for pharmacology. I ended up scoring really good marks in my pharmacology during my medical school just because of Sketchy Pharmacology alone. Not a lot of people know about this, but Sketchy Pharmacology teaches you each and everything that you need for test day regarding various drugs and mechanisms. It's an amazing resource for pharmacology as well. The only downside is Sketchy is definitely time taking, as you'll have to sit through the videos and watch them for the sketches to be ingrained into your brain. The last resource that I'd like to talk about is called Pixorize. It's very similar to Sketchy in the sense that it uses visual mnemonics to make connections in your brain and incorporate concepts that are usually difficult. Now, Pixorize does a very good job at doing that. Now, I haven't used a lot of Pixorize videos, but if you're not a fan of dirty medicine videos, that was the primary resource that I use for biochemistry, then I would definitely recommend taking a look at Pixorize. It's definitely a really good resource if you're struggling with biochemistry, and it has a great section on immunology as well. I haven't taken a look at all the videos, but it's definitely for those people who are more inclined towards visual mnemonics and visual resources for concept making and memory formation. I would definitely recommend taking a look, but I can't speak too much on Pixorize. I would definitely recommend it for biochemistry because it's a pretty good resource. And that's pretty much all the resources that you guys mentioned and whether I need them or not. If you have any other questions regarding any other resource, drop a comment down below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Other than that, have a nice day and I hope you like this video. Goodbye.